Hey guys, hope you're feeling hungry. It's time to head back down to the factory in Chocolatier, Decadence by Design. Hey guys, welcome to my latest video. You possibly won't have seen this game before. Simple reason, as you can see, it says just under my name there, copyright 2009. This is quite an old game, I guess, in comparison to the first one that I played through. But it is one of the most enjoyable games that I've played throughout my life. It's, as it says on those lovely panels on the side there, this is a point and click chocolate making game. It is available on Steam. It is the only one in the series of these games that is available on Steam, or actually it seems in most places. I haven't had much luck tracking down the first two. As much as I love the first two though, this one is by far the best one, and I won't give any spoilers away, but you will probably see, and I will explain later on when we get to that point. So I will not tell you too much about it, because in a moment, when I press start game and that lovely chocolate in the middle there, we're going to have a little movie clip, which is a really cute feature of the game. And that will tell you a bit about the history and essentially what we're going to be doing. So without further ado, I shall press that button and I will start the game.
Over 100 years ago, Hieronymus Baumeister opened a small shop in Sydney, Australia, to peddle his father Martin's chocolate inventions. A generation later, Baumeister Confections had become a household name worldwide. As the turn of the century approached, family squabbles nearly destroyed the company. Sisters Evangeline and Rowena managed to reconcile and return the firm to its former glory. But by the roaring 20s, the chocolate empire had grown complacent. Alex Tanguy, spirited granddaughter of Evangeline, used secret ingredients and fresh recipes to turn things around. But now, the 1-2 punch of the Depression and the Second World War has left the company splintered once again. Its great chocolate factories, converted or abandoned, sit idle, and Alex's husband, Sean, disappeared during a dangerous wartime mission. As Alex sets off to search for Sean, she has no choice but to trust the fate of the company to an outsider.
Okay, so hopefully that has explained a little bit about the game series itself. A couple of bits in that little movie there, when he was saying about the infighting, that is part of the first game. The second bit, when it was saying about the chocolate business falling into sort of disrepair, that is part of the second game. And then we are up to this point, which is the third game. This is Alex, who was actually in the second game helping you along. She is now essentially kind of running the company. But her husband has gone missing, and she is basically taking it upon herself to go find him because no one else is bothering. He obviously was in the army or some part of it, in the military, and he has disappeared during the war, and they've basically just gone, nah, we can't be bothered. So she's taken it upon herself. As Alex very much likes to do, very adventurous spirit, someone that I can relate to. So, I may from time to time forget to read these bits out. If I do, I do apologise. I also haven't set a timer, so I don't know how long this video is going to run for. Ever the professional. So let me just set that now. Okay, so we shall start. For most people, World War II is finally over. Not for me. Until my husband Sean is accounted for, the war rages on. I won't mince my words, Mrs. Rebel. Baumeister Confections is in shambles, and I simply can't focus on chocolate right now. I need someone else to manage the company. Which is fair. And also, you know, I don't mind being in a factory full of chocolate. I'm not going to complain. You need to show me you can make chocolates and money. Once you've made at least $10,000, I'll make you CEO candidate and start introducing you to the board of directors. So let's get started. Here are 100 sacks of sugar and cacao. See Endrit over at Zurich Chocolate Works to turn these ingredients into chocolates. So this is the guy. I feel for what Alex is going through, Mrs. Rebel, but boy am I excited to see these machines working again. So we are going to make our first batch of chocolates. Like I say, this is a point and click game, so if pointy clicky story games isn't your thing, then obviously this isn't going to be much fun. This is the basis of how you make all the chocolates. Some can be more confusing than others. As you progress through the game, they do get harder. If you can clear them all like that, then the machine gets even faster, and it also adds a bonus amount of chocolates. Oops, I just wasted one. This bit takes a little bit of concentration. Like I say, in the further on in the game, when you've got more ingredients, it gets very tricky. There we go. The other thing with this bit is you have 60 seconds to actually do this. Oh, we made a nice even amount. The one thing I don't like about this game is that you don't always make an even amount of chocolate. Or sometimes you can make loads, and sometimes you can make like 3 bars in a go. But if you hit retry when you're still in that screen, you don't waste anything. If you then go back, or if you come out of that screen and then you go back to it later, you will essentially use up more. Alright, basic chocolate bars look delicious. All products and ingredients appear in your inventory. You can mouse over them for more information. Yeah, so that's the ingredients that we have, and that's the chocolate bars we just made. For anyone that is interested in this game and you are thinking of playing it after these videos, if I haven't bored you to death, the one thing to remember, the one thing to note down is that this stuff expires, and when it does that, it won't tell you. You'll just lose it from your inventory. So if you're not using stuff for a while, it will just disappear. Usually by, like, I'm not actually sure how much it disappears by, but it will go week by week, and if you to make the chocolates is a 4-week cycle. Some travelling can be like 1 week, sometimes it could be like 5, so depending on where you're going or what you're doing, you might be lucky and just lose a couple, or you might lose a whole lot, depending on how how much you're paying attention to this particular screen. The one way you can prevent that, obviously with chocolate, is selling it. And the other way is to keep buying these ingredients. So I can't quite remember what the length is. What the length of time is between it starting to expire. But even if you buy like one sack of this, like every 4 weeks or something, that will stop it from expiring. So, little tip there. I found that out the hard way when I first played this one, because I think it was either the first one or the second one, it does actually tell you. You get a little notification box at the bottom of the screen and it does tell you when things are expiring, but with this one it doesn't. And I think I had like 200 sacks of caramel in my inventory or something. It's very expensive. Right. As you travel, you can track how many products we're making in the status window below, down here. Inventory levels for each ingredient we're using are shown with colour-coded bars. So here, green means we've got plenty, yellow means we're running low, and red means production will soon be stalled. If you can't see these bars at all, which he won't tell you, if you can't see these bars at all, that means that there's nothing happening. You have used everything in the inventory. Speaking of ingredients, in order to keep making basic chocolate bars, we'll need some more sugar and cacao soon. You're going to need some money. Yes I do. So we'll go over here to the chocolate shop and we shall sell these. So this is what we've got in our inventory here when you mouse over it, and this is how much you'll sell it for. The other thing is that these prices can change. If you flood the market with chocolates of a certain chocolate bar like these ones, it will plummet. If it's quite a common chocolate bar, the prices are going to be a lot lower, like they are here, than if you were to make something that was a bit more unique. I don't think that you can haggle in this game. You could in the other ones, but whenever I did it, I always ended up with a worse price. So you can also go into this screen and sell all of them. I like to do this so I know how much I'm going to get from it. So in this case, it's 3,400, which is quite a nice amount. Thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to offer the best prices for quality chocolates. Go back and speak with Alex. Yep, so we're going to go back here and go speak with Alex. Well done, you've made some chocolates and you've made some money. With the factory now in operation, I suspect you'll be needing ingredients soon. It's time to restock on sugar and cacao. And to be honest, I kind of wish that someone would just, hand over $5,000 and tell me to go buy some stuff. Right, so this is $7 each. Again, like with the chocolates, the prices on this stuff does go up and down. So there are certain times it's better to buy things than others. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone that does choose to play this at their own leisure. But I'm just going to buy as much as possible for now. So that was telling us that we now need to go find some cacao. And this is our first flying session. So this is the new area that we've just unlocked. We've got the chocolate shop down there. No, that's the chocolate shop. I'm not sure which one that one is. There's also a cocoa plantation up here, which we will unlock at some point. But for now, we go to the market. You come to the right place for the cacao, Miss Rebel. Buy enough so that you can make at least two. So you've got at least 200 sacks on hand. I would, but it's quite expensive. You've not really got some great prices here. It's not the worst, to be fair. Yeah, so a lot of markets, they will have the same price. Some places, they have some amazing prices. Right, so as you can see, the bars are now green, and we are making 40 bars per week. We have enough ingredients for 5 weeks, so that's good. And it will take 1 week to fly back, so that means that once we've flown there, well, in flying down there, we made 40 bars. So flying back, we will have actually it's probably better to sell those here. I know, but I want to sell some chocolate first. You see, he's going to give us the same price anyway, but at least we've paid a bit more money. Right, so fly back. And we have made more chocolates. I think you're starting to get the hang of things, which is good because I need to leave soon. Next, make your way over to Main Street Market. Verena has new ingredient you can use to make a new recipe. Something that's always good for business. And that is very true. Word travels fast. I assume you're here to purchase some milk, which has just arrived. As soon as you have milk, sugar and cacao in your inventory, visit the factory to make new recipe. Milk chocolate bars. Which I am not going to say no to. So let's buy 50. And then we'll have enough. We'll have a decent amount for making some chocolate. So we'll step on in and make some more. Got a little bit carried away. I have to just. The other thing is also the more items that you fire off, the slower the machine goes. So that's also another reason that you don't want to waste too many ingredients, because it slows the machine down so much that you have to wait for ages for it to turn around. And obviously when you've only got 60 seconds, that time is very precious. Oh, we've made 21. That is a frustrating number. Okay, so we've done that. Nice work. Take 10 cases of those to... I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. Here in town, trust that you'll find her quite generous. So that is this place over here. How did I fall? I'm going to take 10 cases of those and give you 3 grand, which is very nice, and 200 sacks of caramel. And that is the lady that gave me the caramel that I lost. I want you to go back and enter it. As long as you have caramel, sugar and cacao, you'll be able to make chocolate bars with caramel. And I hear he has a new gizmo at the factory that makes it easier. That he's eager to show you. Can't even read today. Right, that is where we are going to stop it for today. So I am going to move on to this screen. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to my lovely patrons who have been very patient while I've not been doing any of these videos. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me, and I will see you next week with some more chocolates. Bye bye.